Rich and happy as I was after my third voyage, I couldn't resist the call of adventure. Trading, experiencing new things, that's what drove me. So I set my affairs in order, sent my goods ahead to various Persian provinces, and embarked on another journey. I took a ship from a distant seaport. Everything went smoothly at first, but then we got caught in a violent hurricane. Despite our captain's best efforts, the vessel was wrecked. Many perished, but I, along with a few others, clung to pieces of the wreckage and washed ashore on a nearby island, exhausted but alive. At dawn, we ventured inland and found some huts. As we approached, black-skinned natives swarmed out, surrounding us. They divided us among themselves, taking me and 5 others into a hut. They gave us some herbs to eat, making gestures to encourage us. Seeing they didn't eat them themselves, I only pretended to taste mine, but my starving companions ate greedily. Soon after, they went mad, babbling incoherently. The natives then brought out bowls of rice with coconut oil, which my crazed comrades devoured. I, however, ate sparingly, realizing their intent was to fatten us for a gruesome feast. My friends, now out of their minds, quickly became plump and were soon no more. I, growing leaner each day, was left alone. One day, all the natives went off on some expedition, leaving only an old man to guard me. Seizing the opportunity, I fled into the forest, ignoring his cries to return. For 7 days, I ran, resting only at night, surviving on coconuts. On the 8th day, I reached the seashore and spotted a group of white men gathering pepper. Reassured, I approached them and was overjoyed to hear them speak Arabic. They were astonished by my tale of shipwreck and captivity. I stayed with them until they had gathered enough pepper. Then they took me to their country and presented me to their king. The king received me hospitably, and I recounted my adventures. He ordered that I be well taken care of. The island was prosperous, full of bustling trade, and I quickly felt at home. The king, impressed with my skills, asked me why we didn't use bridles or stirrups. Inspired, I crafted a saddle, bit, and spurs, presenting them to the king. He was delighted and rewarded me generously. Soon, I was making saddles for all his officers, growing wealthy and respected. One day, the king asked me to marry a rich and beautiful lady, insisting I settle there. I accepted, but secretly planned to return to Baghdad. Life was good until a neighbor's wife died, and I discovered the island's dreadful custom. The living spouse was buried alive with the deceased. My friend was laid in a pit with his dead wife, and the stone was placed over them. Horrified, I asked the king if this law applied to foreigners. It did. When my wife fell ill and died, I was thrown into the pit with her. I had 7 loaves of bread and a pitcher of water, but soon realized I would die if I didn't act. Each time a new corpse was lowered, I killed the accompanying spouse and took their provisions, prolonging my life. One day, I noticed a small creature escaping through a crack in the cavern wall. Following it, I squeezed through a narrow passage and emerged on the seashore. I returned to the cavern and gathered a treasure of jewels, waiting for a ship. After 2 days, a vessel appeared, and I managed to attract their attention. The crew, believing my story of shipwreck, took me aboard along with my bales of treasure. The captain welcomed me, refusing my offer of jewels for passage. Our voyage was successful, and I eventually returned to Baghdad, richer than ever. I shared my wealth with the poor and spent my days in celebration with friends and family. When Sindbad finished, his listeners declared his 4th voyage the most thrilling yet. They departed, and Hindbad, once again receiving 100 sequins, was invited back for the tale of the 5th voyage. All were eager for the next chapter of Sindbad's harrowing adventures.